Sounds of the marina here. J.P. Coleman State Park. There's Chef waving. We're headed out to fish. Pickwick Lake. Smallmouth, largemouth, whatever else we can get to bite. We're with Roger Stegall's guides. Roger's from Iuka, Mississippi. We'll try and get Chef to say that word later on here, but for now, let's go fishing. You got banks like this, nothing but trees here. This is the Indian Creek here. And this part of Pickwick Lake is beautiful. So why are there smallmouths in Pickwick Lake? Well, here's a prime example. Look at this gravel here. A nice gravel bank.
Right here where we're fishing, it's a long gravel bar that comes out here that comes off the bank, and when the fish get through spawning, a lot of times they move out on this gravel bar and feed on shad and crawfish, and it's just been historically a great place to catch a big smallmouth. Good story about right here. Back probably 10 years ago when Strike King was making a diamond shad called a methylate color. It was real bright orange. And for some reason those smallmouth that year would just eat that bright color up. I mean, they just loved it. And I give this customer one of those bright orange diamond shads. He said, "You want me to throw that?" And I said, "Yeah, that'll probably catch one." And within 30 minutes off this point, probably 15 minutes, he had a 5-pound smallmouth.
Wow.
And he called me for like a month trying to find some of them. They had about quit making them at that time, but I still had a few of them. But he was looking in every store he could come to trying to find a bright orange. I'm talking about a hunter orange diamond shad. Guys, a man and his son, they came down for 3 days, and it was actually his son's graduation gift. That's what he wanted to do, is come down and try to catch a big smallmouth. And we fished for 3 days, and we just didn't catch nothing. I mean, I'm not a miracle worker. I mean, I usually, you know, you can catch a few fish, but that trip was terrible. And I don't hardly ever do this, but I told the guy, I said, this was supposed to be a pleasurable trip for you and your son. And I said, if you'll give me another shot next year about this time of year's in March, I said, I can't guarantee it, but I said, if you'll come back for 3 days, I'll give you a day. I said, you pay for 2 and I'll give you a day. He said, I might take that up. Well, a week or so he called me and said, I'll come back and try it. Well, the first morning we went out, when they came back, by 1 o'clock, we had 4 smallmouth that weighed 25 pounds on the money. We had one that weighed 7.4, we had one that weighed 7, one that weighed 5.12, and one that weighed 5. And they were tickled to death, and the guy looked at me and he said, I don't know what we're going to do the next 2 days. I've seen days right there where we were just at right back up the bank there. About 4 years ago, we had high water and flood conditions, and the water was just, you would think, there wasn't nobody fishing, you'd think it's awful. You know, wasn't any time to go fishing. And I had a guy and his daddy, they fished with me a lot. The first morning off of that one gravel bar, throwing a cube, a Strike King Pro Model cube, or chartreuse, which most people wouldn't have never thrown a chartreuse cube around here. We had 49 smallmouth off of that one point. They would weigh from 1.5 pounds to 4.5. Me and him it was in May, about this time of year. We was just throwing grubs, just throwing it to bank. And we put the trolling motor down like at 7 o'clock, and we never picked the trolling motor up till 4 and caught like 60-something smallmouth. Just throwing, going down the bank, you know. The situation just has to get right for that to happen.
If you could only fish 5 out here the rest of your life?
For smallmouth.
For smallmouth.
I would throw a, catch this fish. Had one to bump it right there. I'm interrupting you, but
no. This is more important.
I'm just catching a fish for you here. A largemouth. Boy, that rascal was pulling for his size. Look how fat that dude is. Look at his little belly.
He's fat, man.
He's a little pig. All right.